Let me ask you something, and I want you to answer this honestly, not out loud, but inside your head. How many times in 2025 did you tell yourself, "This trade is different"? How many times did you open a position, not because your rules told you to, but because you felt like it might work? And how many times did you close your laptop at the end of the day with that quiet frustration in your chest, thinking, "I'm working hard, so why am I still not getting consistent results?" Now here's the hard truth most traders avoid. You didn't lose money in 2025 because you're bad at trading. You lost money because you were trading without a system. And no, watching more videos didn't fix that. Trying new indicators didn't fix that. Copying someone else's strategy didn't fix that either, because the real problem was never the strategy. It was the absence of structure. Most traders don't fail dramatically. They fail slowly. One emotional trade here, one rule break there, one revenge trade after a loss. And before they realize it, months are gone, and nothing has changed. Let me say something that might sting a little, but you need to hear it. If you start 2026 the same way you traded in 2025, you already know how this year will end. Different charts won't save you. Different time frames won't save you. Even a higher win rate won't save you, because consistency doesn't come from predictions. It comes from a system. A system is not just what you trade, it's how much you risk when you don't trade, how you behave after a loss, and how boring you're willing to be. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't want to become better traders. They just want better results. But trading doesn't reward hope. It rewards discipline. Now listen carefully. I'm not promising you profits. I'm not promising you a miracle. But I am asking you for something simple and powerful. Give me 90 days. Just 90 days of your life. 90 days where you stop chasing outcomes and start building a system. 90 days where you don't ask, "Will this trade make money?" Instead, you ask, "Did I follow my rules?" If you can do that, if you can commit to structure over emotion, process over excitement, discipline over ego, then I can promise you this. By the end of those 90 days, you will not be the same trader you are today. Maybe your account won't be perfect yet, but your mindset will be, and once your mindset changes, your entire trading career changes with it. This year doesn't need to be lucky. It needs to be structured, and everything starts right here, day zero. So now that you understand the problem, the real question becomes this. If trading without a system is the reason most people fail, then what does a real trading system actually look like? Because here's where most traders get it wrong. They think a system is a strategy, an entry setup, an indicator combination. But that's not a system. That's just a trigger. A profitable trading system is not designed to make you money. It's designed to control you, your impulses, your fear, your need to be right. Let me explain. A real system answers questions before you ever place a trade. Questions like, how much am I allowed to lose today? What conditions must exist for me to enter? What tells me to stay out of the market? What do I do after a losing trade? Most traders never ask these questions. They react in real time, and reaction is expensive. A system removes decision-making from emotional moments, because when money is on the line, your brain does not want logic. It wants relief. That's why traders break rules, not because they don't know better, but because they don't have structure. Here's something you need to understand deeply. Professional traders don't wake up asking, "How much can I make today?" They ask, "How much am I allowed to risk?" Because survival comes first, consistency comes second, profits come last. A profitable system has 3 non-negotiable parts. First, risk, not reward. Risk. If you don't know exactly how much you can lose on a single trade, you don't have a system. You have a gamble. Second, rules. Clear, boring, repeatable. Rules that tell you when to trade, and more importantly, when not to trade. Because staying out of bad trades is more important than finding good ones. Third, behavior. This is where most systems break. What do you do after 2 losses in a row? Do you increase size? Do you try to get it back? A real system already decided that for you. No emotions, no negotiations, just execution. Here's the shift I want you to make. Stop trying to build a system. That makes money. Start building a system that you can follow on your worst day. Because anyone can trade well. When they're confident, professionals are built. On the days they don't feel confident. And this is why the next 90 days matter so much. Not because you'll discover a secret strategy, but because you'll finally stop improvising. In the next phase, we're going to break these 90 days down step by step. Not in theory, not in motivation, but in a clear, practical roadmap you can actually follow, because clarity is what turns effort into progress, and progress is what changes everything. Now, let's get practical, because clarity without action is just another form of procrastination. The first 30 days are not about making money. Read that again. They are about building something most traders never build, a foundation. And if this foundation is weak, nothing you build on top of it will last. Days 1 to 30 are where most people fail, because this phase feels boring. No excitement, no big wins, no adrenaline, and that's exactly why it works. In these first 30 days, your only job is to remove chaos from your trading. Let's start with the most uncomfortable part, risk. Before you think about setups, before indicators, before strategies, you decide one number. How much are you allowed to lose on a single trade? Not what you want to risk, what you are allowed to risk. Professionals decide this once and never negotiate with it again. Because the fastest way to destroy consistency is changing risk based on emotion. Next comes rules. Not complicated rules, clear ones. What market conditions do you trade? What time of day? What invalidates your setup? If you cannot explain your entry rules in one calm sentence, you don't understand them yet, and that's okay. These 30 days are about understanding, not proving anything. Here's something most traders skip and pay for later. Journaling, not screenshots, not just PNL, behavior. Why did you take this trade? Were you calm? Were you bored? Were you trying to make back a loss? Patterns don't show up in charts first. They show up in behavior. And until you see your behavior clearly, you will keep repeating it. Now here's a rule that will change everything. If you follow it honestly, during these first 30 days, you are not allowed to scale up. Even if you win, even if you feel confident. Why? Because confidence without consistency is dangerous. The goal is not to feel good. The goal is to become stable. Think of this phase like training. You wouldn't test a bridge by driving a truck over it on day 1. You test it slowly, with control. Same thing here. These 30 days are not about results. They are about proof. Proof that you can. Follow rules. Accept small losses. Stay patient. Do nothing when conditions aren't right. If you can do that for 30 days, you are already ahead of most traders, because most people quit here. They say, this isn't working. But what they really mean is, this isn't exciting. And trading was never meant to entertain you. It was meant to pay you over time. Once this foundation is set, everything changes. Because now, you're no longer guessing. You're operating. And in the next phase, we'll talk about what happens when execution meets data, where mistakes become information and information becomes edge. That's when things start to shift. By the time you reach day 31, you've already done something most traders never do. You've stopped rushing. You're no longer trying to prove anything to the market. And that's important, because days 31 to 60 are not about learning more. They're about executing better. This is the phase where your system finally meets reality, not in theory, not in backtests, but in live conditions, with real money, real emotions, and real pressure. And here's the truth. This is where most traders break their own rules, not because the system is bad, but because repetition exposes weakness. You'll start noticing something. The setups are clear, the rules are written, but your mind starts whispering. Take one more trade. Size up just a little. You're on a winning streak. This is not failure, this is the test. Days 31 to 60 are where execution becomes everything. Your job during this phase is simple, but not easy. You execute the same system, again and again, without changing it. No optimization, no strategy hopping, no upgrades. Why? Because you are collecting data, not profits. And data only matters when conditions are consistent. Every trade you take during this phase answers one question. Can I follow my system under pressure? Not, did I make money? Not, was this exciting? Just one thing, execution quality. This is where journaling becomes non-negotiable. Not just what you traded, but how you felt before clicking the button. Were you calm, impatient, trying to recover a loss? Because now, patterns start to appear. And here's something most traders miss. Your edge is not only in the market, it's in your behavior. Two traders can trade the same system and get completely different results. The difference is not intelligence, it's discipline. During this phase, you also learn restraint. You'll see trades that almost fit your rules. Almost. And this is where professionals separate themselves. They don't trade almost. They trade only what fits. Because missing a trade costs nothing, but breaking your system costs trust in yourself. Another important rule for days 31 to 60, you still do not scale up, even if the system is working, even if the results look good. Why? Because consistency must come before confidence. This phase is about proving one thing. I can do this the same way, on good days and bad days. That's it. By day 60, something powerful happens. You stop feeling the need to control the market. You stop forcing trades. You become selective, and selectivity is where consistency is born. You're no longer trading to feel something. You're trading because the system says it's time. And that shift from excitement to execution is what prepares you for the final phase. Because once execution is stable, refinement becomes possible. And that's where a trader stops behaving like a beginner and starts operating like a professional. By the time you reach day 60, something important has already happened, not in your account, but in you. You're no longer reacting to the market, you're responding to it. And that difference is where professionals are born. Days 61 to 90 are not about changing everything, they are about refining what already works. This is where most traders make a mistake. They think progress means more trades, more risk, more complexity. It doesn't. Progress at this stage means less noise. You look at your data, not emotionally, objectively. Which trades followed the system? Which ones didn't? And here's the key question. Are your losses coming from the system or from breaking it? If it's the system, you adjust carefully, one variable at a time. If it's behavior, you don't change strategy. You reinforce discipline. Because at this level, discipline matters more than intelligence. Now something subtle starts to shift. You stop needing the market to do something today. You stop forcing trades. You're comfortable waiting. And that's when consistency shows up. Not big wins, not viral screenshots. Consistency. Small, repeatable execution. Calm decision-making. Controlled risk. This is also when your identity changes. You stop saying, I hope this works. You start saying, this trade fits my system. Win or lose, you're okay. Because your confidence is no longer attached to one outcome. It's attached to your process. And that's freedom. Let me be very clear before we end. These 90 days won't make you perfect. They won't remove losses. They won't turn trading into something easy. But they will do something far more valuable. They will turn chaos into structure, emotion into rules, hope into execution. And once that happens, trading stops feeling like gambling. It starts feeling like a profession. So if you're listening to this at the start of a new year or after a difficult one, here's the promise you should make. Not to me, but to yourself. For the next 90 days, I will stop chasing shortcuts. I will stop looking for certainty. I will build something real. Because one structured year is more powerful than 10 years of guessing. And if you do that, if you truly commit, this won't just change how you trade. It will change how you think, how you decide, and how you handle pressure. And that change stays with you for life.